For someone who makes so many headlines, it's easy to forget that not too long ago, Ron DeSantis was a complete unknown, a local who came from very humble beginnings in his hometown of Dunedin. Who is the man behind the podium, the human behind the politician? While much has been written about Ron DeSantis, the governor, his life before the national spotlight is lesser known. The roots of Ron DeSantis can be traced here to his hometown of Dunedin, here to this baseball field off Harvard Avenue. Before he graduated from Harvard, he played Little League in these fields. And now he wants to play in a different field, in the big leagues of politics, from Dunedin all the way to D.C. This is where Ron DeSantis graduated high school in 1997, Dunedin High on Pinehurst Road. And this is the neighborhood he grew up in. We actually found his childhood home. It's down that way. We're not going to show it to you out of respect for the family's privacy, but we did speak to a woman who appeared to be Ron DeSantis' mother, and she was out just doing yard work.
Everybody just called him D.
Greg Nichols coached Ron DeSantis on the high school baseball team. He says back then the governor was simply known as D. He played first base, batting in the middle of the lineup. As for any indication of his future in politics, Coach Nichols says he knew D was destined for something.
He was very driven, worked hard, just knew that his success came from his hard work, and he was willing to do that. And ever since his Little League team made it to the Little League World Series, you know, that was just the beginning for him.
Meanwhile, in downtown Dunedin, we asked residents what they think of Governor Ron DeSantis and the prospect of one of Dunedin's native sons becoming president. Their views were as mixed and divided as the country he wants to run.
It's certainly an interesting prospect. I like the governor. I don't know who I'm going to vote for yet.
What do you think of the governor perhaps being president?
Well, I don't care for the way he's running politics in Florida or policy in Florida.
The thing about Governor DeSantis is he's answering to the people. He's giving the people what they want.
I definitely disagree at his stance on abortion.
It's always healthy to air things out.
No matter how the politics shakes out, his hometown is about to get a dose of the national spotlight. Ron DeSantis, a Dunedin kid who's now the governor of his home state and aiming to be the first Florida president. We turn next here to the push to make gun makers legally liable for their products in much the same way that drug companies have recently been held accountable for the opioid crisis. There's just one problem. 18 years ago, Congress passed a law giving gun makers in America complete legal immunity. And now, one Texas attorney, Jeffrey B. Simon, is leading the charge to change that. You are pushing Congress to repeal that protection. What can you realistically achieve on this, and why is this so critical?
Well, we can achieve it by reframing the debate. In other words, the argument that lawmakers put forward for simply parroting the talking points of the gun lobby instead of fulfilling their obligations to try to protect public safety is that, well, the Second Amendment is, an important right, and we can't do anything to infringe upon it. But gun manufacturing is not protected by the Second Amendment. Only gun ownership is. And in 2005, as you point out correctly, Congress and then President George W. Bush just gave the gun lobby this gift, which was to make them immune for virtually any kind of wrongful death or personal injury caused by the guns that they, manufacture and promote. And it simply doesn't make any sense. And what is directly at issue is another of the constitutional guarantees, which is the Seventh Amendment. The Seventh Amendment is the right to trial by jury in any case where the controversy is more than $20. So why would we infringe upon the Seventh Amendment, the right of people who are harmed by, a dangerous product, to hold the manufacturer of that product accountable in the civil justice system if or when it's appropriate to do so?
You were part of that lawsuit, successful legal victory in Texas when it came to opioid manufacturers and big pharma companies, a $1.8 billion settlement in Texas. Is that the argument you're pursuing here, that essentially at the end of the day, a company is responsible for the product that it makes and the potential harm that could come from that product? And where's the line between the responsibility of the company and the responsibility of the individual for how they choose to use that product?
Sure. That's exactly the kind of issue that our framers intended for juries to decide. The Seventh Amendment was ratified in 1792. It's part of the original Bill of Rights. It's just as important as any other. First Amendment, the Second, the Fourth, or the Fifth. And that's exactly the issue. Opioids, prescription opioids, are legal drugs. But when they are promoted recklessly as safer and more effective than they really are, which is what happened, and the result of that is we changed the narrative about how to treat chronic pain in America, and they were overly prescribed, and people, in many instances, who took them exactly as directed became addicted, and it destroyed their lives, sometimes ending them. They engaged in all kinds of behaviors they would have never imagined doing. There you had a circumstance where a legal product was recklessly promoted. Here it's the same thing. It's not about whether a gun is in and of itself legal or not, but if it's recklessly promoted and it is done in a way that causes harm, there's no reason that industry shouldn't be held accountable, at least insofar as a jury may consider.
But Jeffrey, you know the line that the gun doesn't pull the trigger, a person does. Tragically, we've had a record amount of mass shootings in the country this year. You've had tragedies in Texas there where you are this year. Do you really believe that if you're successful in this mission that you're on, to make gun manufacturers somewhat accountable for how their product is used, that could prevent another mass shooting? Or is it going to do anything to dissuade some misguided, mentally ill, violent person out there from expressing their anger and randomly shooting people, as we've seen again and again in this country?
Well, it is an old trope that the gun, the shooter themselves bears, entire responsibility for, how a mass gun violent event goes down. Sometimes that's true, but sometimes it's not. And the issue is, we want to reduce gun violence. And how do we do that? Well, we have to be careful not to infringe on Second Amendment rights. But as I say, repealing this special shield for civil immunity that is given only to the gun industry has nothing to do with the Second Amendment. You
know essentially where Republicans stand on this argument, and Democrats have even lacked the political willpower to do anything about gun control, despite what they might say on TV or when they're asked about it after a mass shooting. Where are you right now? How do you measure your support in Congress? Do you have the numbers? How close are you? Where does this go next?
One thing I can say, without being able to, whip the vote and tell you how many are for it or against it, is Republicans who believe in gun control or Democrats who believe in gun control or don't. This is not gun control. This has nothing to do with the Second Amendment. It's about an affirmation of the Seventh Amendment. And anyone who loves the Bill of Rights, as every lawmaker swears an oath to uphold, should be for this.
All right. Maybe we'll see one day gun makers don't have a blank check from immunity or from lawsuits. We'll see how it plays out, and we'll keep you updated. Jeffrey Simon, thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you, too.
Stay with us. Full Circle Florida continues right after this.